Hi guys, I'm back with another upload. I can feel the excitement from you guys right now. Anyway, today's video will be majorly focused on how I use a highlighter marker to enhance my style of art in sketching and drawing. I'll also talk a bit about my basic sketching design process and hopefully teach you guys a thing or two about drawing. What we have right here right now is this old Volvo that's around my neighborhood that I'm going to sketch. So this art piece is currently on my Montmartre sketching journal, which has 150 grams per square meter of paper. This is my newest sketchbook. I want to do a sketchbook tour from my previous sketchbook and show you guys, and I'll be explaining literally every drawing in it or any art piece inside it. Let's get into shading this artwork and hit the thumbs up button. So I am finally done with shading the subject of today's drawing, which is this old Volvo. Now this is the part where we actually use the highlighter. I only have the orange colored highlighter for now. Leave it in the comments below what you think about this artwork. Now that the drawing is done, I want to talk about my basic design process for almost all my drawings, especially those that I ink. I always start with a pencil sketch because it's usually very light for me to build up on. You know, add shades, put in shapes, motifs, color, and so many other elements. This is a very important part of the process since it forms the foundation of your drawing and it properly defines the outlook of your work in terms of balance, proportions, perspective, and harmony. I allow myself to make mistakes as much as possible in this stage so that I could correct them before I actually get down with rendering and coloring. After sketching, I start putting in the darkest shades of the drawing and work my way through the midtones up to the highlights, which, by the way, in most cases I leave negative. This step might be different for everyone, but that's what works for me in most cases. I use different shading techniques for this step, but I usually find myself using hatching a lot and sometimes cross-hatching, but not gonna lie, hatching usually looks better when compared to cross-hatching. When I'm satisfied with the rendering, now I start working on the background, which is the one that usually has the colors, the shapes, motifs. As you can see here, the background has like shapes behind it. I use these shapes to represent the buildings in this reference photo right here. These kind of look like the buildings in this picture. I like having simplified backgrounds because they create a really beautiful contrast with the extremely detailed subject or foreground. It especially works for my style since I really like working with organic shapes and geometric shapes in the same artwork. I call that organic geometry. That sums it up for my design process. Leave it in the comments below your take on my design process. I hope you've learned something out of that really summarized explanation. And yeah, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video.